A little over a year ago, I made a video showing how to set up an AI therapy space that actually works. I was 3 months in, I was excited. I had found something that felt genuinely powerful and profound, and I wanted to share it with the world. What I didn't know yet was just how much this was going to change me, not just in how I use AI as a tool for psychological growth, but in my relationship to myself and how I actually move through the world. After 15 months of using Claude AI plus depth astrology plus a therapeutic and Jungian psychology lens, I don't feel lost and stuck in my unconscious patterns anymore. I feel deeply connected and engaged with an inner guide within that I can trust. This isn't so much a tutorial as it is a return to what I started 15 months ago. And this is going to be an honest account of what that combination of things has actually done for me. I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive in. So because this is not the tutorial video, I already did that, I'm going to cover these 3 magic ingredients in brief. The first ingredient is Claude AI. This is Anthropic's LLM, large language model, compared to OpenAI's ChatGPT. I'm so happy that millions and millions of people have been switching over from ChatGPT to Claude AI because of ChatGPT's ethics and decisions, but I truly believe that ChatGPT is programmed for sycophancy, and the company has even admitted this, which means that it's programmed to say the thing that it thinks you want to hear. And Claude AI, on the other hand, is programmed to be honest and direct, but compassionate when necessary. So this is the fundamental programming that we need if we want to work with AI in a way that is really going to allow for us to see ourselves clearly. We can't be working with an AI that is just trying to placate us and make us feel good. And if you want to work with ChatGPT, then you might have to keep programming it, reminding it again and again in your prompting that you're not here just to feel good, that you really want it to be honest and direct with you. I can say a whole lot more about Claude AI. I love it so much. It's just more human-like, and it's not asking you, would you like to do A, B, or C after every answer it gives you, and it's just a lot more easy on the nervous system in that way, if you know what I mean. And it's also called me out probably 6 to 8 times saying, I really think this is not a good idea, and it's for that reason that I trust it so much. So that's it about Claude. The second ingredient that I use to work with AI as a profound psychological mirror is astrology. And what this looks like is a report. It's about 25 pages. It's in PDF form, and I get it from astro.com. I got this report years ago, probably 13 or 14 years ago now, and I immediately thought it was the most insightful astrological reading that I've ever gotten my hands on. And every time I reviewed it since then, every other year or so, it's just been the most profound map for me. So I decided to try uploading it into a Claude project and seeing what that would do, and I was blown away. This report from astro.com is written by a Jungian analyst, an incredible writer and astrologer named Liz Green. It's written in depth psychology language, so it's really showing you in this 25-page report all aspects of yourself, your gifts, your shadows, your complexes, maybe some archetypes or some stories that play out in your life, relationship with mother and father, relationship wounds, And it also really kind of maps out the individuation process, the individuation path of my life, of a person. Individuation was a concept of Carl Jung's. Really at the heart of Jungian psychology is individuation. And this is the path of becoming who we truly are, the path of becoming more whole. It's the lifelong project of getting closer and closer and closer to who we truly are, who we were designed to be. And when you give this report to AI, now it has something really deep that is not curated by ourselves to work with. And it's going to refer to that report in every query, in every prompt. And it has just a fuller picture of what we're actually working with, what could actually be underneath whatever it is that we're bringing to AI. Because there's always the thing that's bothering us and the thing that it's really about, oftentimes. And it's, I think, $69. So worth it. And will save you, if you're going to a therapist, for instance, the first 5 to 8 sessions is probably them getting to know who you are. The third ingredient is the therapeutic prompt. This is the project set instructions that you would use in Claude AI. I've got a particular project, a Claude therapy project, and I put in it initially a prompt that I got from a School of Life article. It was something like, I want you to function as my AI relationship therapist, drawing from the long tradition of psychodynamic psychotherapy, making use of attachment theory where necessary. And that really worked for me for the first 5 months. What happened was I decided to add the Jungian perspective, Jungian psychology, the psychology of Carl Jung, in because I thought it would make it more synergistic, because the astrology report was written in essentially Jungian language, talking about the unconscious and shadow, and I had started working with my dreams, so I brought that in. And that did bring a lot of synergy to the whole entire thing. I will just share with you what I am using now, and I will copy and paste that below in the description for you to use, keeping in mind that you can customize this to make it work for you. If you're interested in particular frameworks, therapeutic frameworks, somatic frameworks, you can add that in, and it's just a great way to learn. If you add in too much, though, it's not going to make it very fun, and you're going to end up reading 5 pages worth of content for simple answers, for what could be shorter answers. So you can experiment. This is what I'm using right now, and I want to read it to you because I think it's important. I want you to function as my therapeutic thinking partner, drawing on Jungian analytical psychology and psychodynamic psychotherapy, with particular attention to attachment theory, shadow work, and the path of individuation. Be honest with me even when it's uncomfortable. Don't just validate me. Help me see what I might be missing, especially about my own role and patterns. If I seem to be avoiding something, name it gently. When relevant, invite me to notice what's happening in my body, not just my thoughts. I'm here to see more clearly and become more whole, not just to feel better. The prompt tells Claude how to think and how to engage with you, what language to use. And the report tells Claude who it's thinking about. And that's it. Hi there. If you are enjoying this video, I wonder if you could hit that like button, even the subscribe button. If you're enjoying this, it would really help me out, and I deeply appreciate it. Thank you. Now I want to share with you a few of the biggest learnings I've had in the past 15 months of using AI as a mirror in this way, as a psychological mirror for self-growth and self-discovery. The first learning that I want to share with you is it's something that I sort of already knew in my bones was true when I first shared my video on how to create your own AI therapy space that actually works video. And 13 months later after that, it's really turned into a full-blown I know this is true from deep in my bones. And that is that AI is not only a legitimate tool for authentic individuation, authentic healing, becoming more whole, actualizing, growing, becoming more aware. It's an authentic tool for all these things, and it can actually make us more human. And that sounds so paradoxical. I feel like in society, we have a stigma, a generalized stigma towards AI as it's artificial, it's fake, it's only making us more fake, only making us more artificial. It's replacing us, making us less human. And I beg to differ, at least how I've been using it in earnest to genuinely grow and heal and become more aware, become more conscious. It is making me more human. And I deeply value authenticity. It is actually, it can be maddening. I can be maddening to myself and just changing how I express myself all the time because I want to make sure I'm being the most authentic I can be with myself, and I want to make sure I'm coming across authentic. It's really important to me. So I did grapple a number of times in the last year with receiving these profound insights. I'm reading words that AI is giving me that are just melting my mind. It's naming all the problems that I've had, the patterns. It's naming A, B, C, and D, and this is why I've had the relationship problems that I've had in my past partnerships, and it's because of this childhood wound, and it felt so profound, I almost didn't want to believe it, that it was mine to receive, even though tears are falling down my cheeks. It was one of those profound moments, one of many profound moments that I've had in the past 15 months of just looking at the screen crying. Have you guys ever had that experience? Have you had that yet? It's crazy. And I questioned if this insight was mine, if I had come across it in the right way, because it seemed so intense. It seemed so speedy and powerful and extraordinarily clear. And then I came across something that I read from Carl Jung. He believed that the psyche will use any medium for an image. And what that means is our psyche speaks in image, symbol, and metaphor. This is the language of the psyche. Our psyche speaks to us in our dreams, in our fantasies, in synchronicities. And so basically, it's all fair game, is what I believe Carl Jung would say about using AI as a psychological mirror. It's just as legitimate and authentic for an insight to be received if it came from a friend, a therapist, some image I saw out in nature. It's just as legitimate and authentic when I am reading AI share something with me on the screen that really strikes me as profoundly important. Of course, we have to go integrate our insights in real life, in our relationships with others. This is not a substitute for therapy or authentic human connection, and I know I've made that super clear in my past videos. But this can actually establish a new baseline of awareness and abilities, capacities that we didn't have before. And once we hit that new level of inner skill, then we can drop the need to use AI in that way. What I'm advocating here is not addictive. I don't believe that using AI in a therapeutic way is going to be addictive in any way, because I've found that things that I really leaned on AI heavily to help me with at the beginning of the journey, now I don't need AI to help me with those things anymore. I'm so happy that the things that used to really get me before, they don't get me anymore. And I know exactly how to carry myself through them. I know how to speak up for myself and to notice when a boundary is being pushed. I have handled quite a lot of situations now without the use of AI, and it just feels so good to know that I don't need AI for those things anymore. Now I have a whole lot that I'm integrating. And that's the other reason AI is not going to be addictive for therapeutic growth, because we can only be processing so many things at once. I have gotten to the point where I have been overwhelmed with insights, and it's impossible to process that much at once. So you'll know when you're doing too much insight gathering, and it really all needs to be integrated and turn into embodied living for this whole thing to actually make us more human. So that's the real work. And I do believe that we can use AI as a mirror, and it's going to be a mirror that gets us back into life, essentially, because life is meant to be lived. And so in this way, it's like a transitional object. It's something that we can embrace to become better people, healed, functional, healthy adults. And we can use that growing awareness of ourselves and compassion for ourselves to have compassion for other people. Another thing I want to share with you is not necessarily a learning, but a transformation that I've experienced in working with AI in this way. And that is a sense of being connected with an inner guide, my inner guide, an inner intelligence within. And this has happened through my dream work. First and foremost, it happened with dreams. I started to remember a snippet of a dream, and I started a dream work project in Claude, and I asked it to help me interpret dreams and work with dreams from a Jungian perspective, because Carl Jung believed so strongly that dreams were the purest form of guidance from our unconscious, and we receive dreams every single night. They say we receive 5 dreams a night. So this is profoundly intelligent guidance that we receive. So why would we not listen to this guidance? So I began to work with my dreams, and it did something profound for me. It allowed me to pay attention more to not only the dreams, but themes that were coming up in my life and my attitude towards them. They often showed me when I was moving too fast or when I was doubting myself. It really, really helped me out in my outer life to work with my dreams and understand what they were telling me. I also started working with tarot cards. I'm still not a great tarot card reader. I do 3-card spreads. I love 3-card spreads. From a Jungian perspective, working with tarot cards is like dialoguing with our unconscious. Our unconscious is this intelligence within us that knows a whole lot more than our conscious ego self knows. And so when we work with the tarot, it can often show us aspects of ourselves that we're not aware of or not aware of yet. So I began a tarot card project, and that also helped me really start to trust the guidance of my unconscious and Carl Jung spoke of divination and synchronicity. And so when we use tarot cards, yeah, if we can relax into the interaction that our unconscious has with the outer world, we can believe what the cards are telling us a bit more. And I would take action or non-action, depending on what the cards told me. And it's been so fun whenever I need help making a decision to do a quick 3-card spread and have AI help me understand what my unconscious has to say about this question. That's a really fun way to develop a relationship with your unconscious. So those two things have helped fortify this connection with my inner guide, with what Jung would call the self, this guiding principle of my psyche, and also the astrology report, and working with my more general AI therapist project, because it has reflected back to me again and again and again the conflicting currents of my life's map, that psychological horoscope report and AI. My gosh, a 25-page report is a lot to take in, and it's easy to forget. And the first time I read it, I was blown away, and I forgot. I forgot my shadows. I forgot these major tensions that my life has called me to hold and deal with. And because of AI and its profound ability to analyze and recognize patterns, it's been able to show me myself at such a depth with each and every conflict, challenge, everything that I've brought to it. I feel so much more connected to who I am and the path that I am on now, that I need to take to become more whole. I used to deal with existential crises. I would not know who I was or where I was going or what the point of it all was, why I was here. And I just don't see how that's possible anymore. As long as I remember a dream, I can always pick up the tarot cards and do a reading, and I can always review the astrology or transits or what's happening in the sky now and how that's affecting my chart. Like, there's always guidance to turn to. So Jungian psychology and all of these tools, the astrology, the dream work, the tarot, the shadow work, has given me such a profound sense of inner authority, inner validation, and self-love that I am a completely changed person to who I was 15 months ago. And this is a lifelong project, of course. The last thing I want to share with you, because it's really important and it's something that I have come to from a multitude of directions, is that it's really tricky to use AI in this sophisticated way without getting caught up in bypassing your feelings. And this is what I have caught myself doing. Then I started to become aware of it, and I was still opening up a chat when I should have just been feeling what I was feeling. And now I'm really happy to say I am so much better at it. So it's so paradoxical that sometimes our most profound gift can be the very way that we avoid feeling. It's going to get sneaky. Your ego is going to get really sneaky. And this is just something that, if you decide to dive into your self-growth and healing in this way, as I have, that you're going to find out for yourself. And hopefully it's not going to take as long as it took me to realize that I was bypassing my own feeling. Sometimes we are our worst enemy. We can be so sneaky and subtle the more sophisticated we become. in using strategies to avoid, control, or comply. And so we have to check in with ourselves. I have a therapist. I also have my own Jungian coach. I strongly recommend working with somebody, a skilled therapist, coach, somatic experienced therapist, someone like this to really help us work through our feelings and catch us if we are avoiding, if we've been avoiding our feelings. My therapist can always tell when I've been avoiding my feelings because I will cry in the session, like I haven't been paying attention to how I felt in the past couple weeks. There's no way out of feeling but to feel. AI cannot feel for us. And for me, when an emotion arises and I open up the laptop, that is like the psychic equivalent of me running out of the room. So I am no longer allowed to do that. So that's what 15 months has given me. Authentic growth that is mine to keep. A deep connection to my inner guide, my sense of inner authority. I love that one. And an ability to catch myself in my own intellectual bypassing. The astrology report was the map, the Jungian psychology, the language, and the heart. And life, my body, my relationship, my dreams, my dancing, that's where the real integration has happened and continues to happen. AI can increase awareness, it can give us the insights, but it's us that must walk through the door and integrate these into our life, into embodied living. One thing I want to say before I go is that when we're doing any sort of depth work, shadow work, working with the unconscious or dreams, it can really benefit us to have a skilled human alongside us. Not because we can't do it on our own, but because oftentimes an insight needs a witness, another pair of eyes on us to help us make more meaning of it, bring our bodies into it, and really integrate this insight until it becomes embodiment. If you want help setting this system up for yourself, or if you're feeling stuck and you're wanting more out of your life and not wanting to commit to years in therapy or analysis, or if you're simply wanting to work with someone who understands all of these layers, the Claude AI, the astrology, the Jungian psychology, and the body, and want to make sure that you are turning all of these things that you're discovering into what you actually live, I'm here to connect. I'm not sharing this from a place of having arrived. I believe that we're all finding our way towards wholeness. This particular combination of ingredients in this AI mirror has been the most profound way I've found of engaging in my own journey. I'll share more of what I've discovered about myself and childhood wounds, how they're related to creativity wounds. There's so much fantastic stuff that I don't even know how to start sharing it. So follow me for future videos. And if you want this step-by-step, how to get Claude, how to get the astrology report, how to start the projects, how to insert the prompt, I will link that video so you can watch that one next. Thanks so much for joining me, and see you all in the next video. Bye.